Stadium, everyone, where we have 86-degree temperatures, high humidity, and a pretty good chance of rainfall before this day is done. Greg Gumbel along with Dan Deerdorf, the 0-6 Miami Dolphins and the 6-0 New England Patriots. Patriots have won the toss, and that is number 27, Ellis Hobbs, who authored a 108-yard kickoff return against the Jets earlier this year. We're underway. And about 8 yards deep into the end zone, Hobbs will not run this one out. That means it's time for Tom Brady in the New England offense. His numbers are incredible so far. 5 touchdown passes last week in the victory over the Dallas Cowboys. 388 passing yards.
Take a look at the Patriots and their first quarter success, specifically the opening drive. Minnesota did it last year. You know Dom Capers has harped all week to this Dolphins defense. Don't let them explode out of the gate, which is what they've been doing to everybody.
Brady will start from the shotgun on first down. And his quick pass complete across the 25 to the 28-yard line to Wes Welker, the former Miami Dolphin. There's Bill Belichick. 33 years, an NFL coach, his 8th season with the Patriots.
And right off the bat, you see Tom Brady and his love of the shotgun, the spread offense. It lets him see everything. To blitz him can be big trouble.
On second and short, this is Maroney, and Maroney with running room off the right side over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Maroney has missed the last 3 games with injury, and true to Bill Belichick, we're asking him about his status yesterday. He said, we'll see.
Yeah, game time. But with Sammy Morris missing this game because of a chest injury, Sammy's really their leading rusher, and Lawrence Maroney, again, though, that really good average, 4.7. Sammy Morris is at 4.5. A lot of credit goes to those 5 guys up front. The offensive line in New England is getting it done.
On first down, the give is to Maroney on the right side, and Maroney tries to cut back and makes it to about the 39-yard line. Rod Wright making the stop. He starts in place of Vonnie Holliday on the defensive front, and there is Cam Cameron with so much success, the offensive coordinator at San Diego. I'm sure he looked for a better start than 0-6 this season.
I said to Cam the other day, I know that in your wildest dreams you never envisioned this, and he acknowledged, no, of all the different scenarios, I did not see us going 6 games without a win. It's pretty painful for everybody involved.
Kevin Falk back into the backfield on 2nd and 8. And out of the pass pattern, but the flip is to the far side, and tight end Kyle Brady, who is met almost immediately after the catch by Cameron Worrell.
Boy, a good job of Miami that time. They're going to move Jason Taylor a great deal defensively, trying to break free, trying to get him loose. He floated all the way around to the outside, and take a good look here. Nick Kazir, the right tackle, floats out and picks him up, but that opened a hole up in the middle where Roth is able to get all over Brady. But they are tracking 99 everywhere he goes. See him moving now to the far side? Jason Taylor is all over the place.
Taylor to the middle linebacker spot and now rushes off the deep defensive tackle position, and the pass outside, and that is complete to Jabbar Gaffney for a first down. The message from Tom Brady is move all you want to. I'm going to find the open man.
And this time, and there's no quarterback in the NFL who just goes to the open guy more than Brady. He locks in on nobody. He locks in on the open guy. And here's the 4th receiver, Jabbar Gaffney, this time winning his matchup. And Brady again, highly accurate.
The give is to Maroney. Maroney off the right side, bouncing off of tacklers to the 40-yard line of the Miami Dolphins.
And this is what Bill Belichick wants to see in his offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. They want to see Lawrence Maroney take a hit, want to see him run through tacklers to make sure that that leg and that groin in specifics are just fine. There's Josh McDaniels, all of 31 years old. He's only a year older than his quarterback, Tom Brady. He's proving that age doesn't matter that much.
Kevin Falk. Falk running room. First down and more inside the 35 to about the 32. Zach Thomas and Cameron Worrell again on the stop.
And Greg, I mentioned the offensive line already of the Patriots, but look at this blocking up front. Look at the way that they're playing the game on the Miami side of the defense, and immediately Kevin Falk gets to the second level before he's challenged by anybody in a Miami uniform. This is a model of efficiency, what we're seeing so far.
8th play of this opening drive. This is Maroney. And stopped just short of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Ronaldo Hill at that time came way up from his safety position and got into the backfield. Now that is really good run support from your free safety. They've had lots of problems over at the other safety position. Donovan Darius started last week, and he's been released. Cameron Worrell is getting the start today, and if there's a soft spot back in that Miami secondary, it's at the safety position.
Once again, 4 wide receivers. On 2nd and 9, Brady throws inside the 20, inside the 15 as Dante Stallworth breaks a tackle, touchdown.
Man, oh man, oh man. Just like Stallworth has done several times this season, it's all about yards after the catch, breaking tackles. Bill Belichick telling us, hey, you know, he's got all these touchdowns, and it's because short passes, you think you got a 7 or 8 yard gain, but it ends up going for 6. Just like that. What an effort by Dante Stallworth, and what a horrendous job of tackling by the Dolphins defense.
Touchdown pass number 22 on the year for Tom Brady. Steven Gostkowski to add the extra point, and it's good.
Wow, that was surgical, Greg.
Take the kickoff, drive down the field, score a touchdown. New England leads 7-0. As efficient and as perfect an 80-yard drive as you can imagine to start the game.
And it's not like, you know, that's some rarity. You know, all week long, Miami defensively said, no way are we going to let these guys score on the opening drive. We are not going to allow it.
From the 3-yard line, this is Ted Ginn Jr. across the 25 and out to about the 27. And with 9:45 to play in the first quarter, Cleo Lemon will take the offense onto the field after this. Had a nice look at the Deerdorf yacht sitting there in the harbor as we get you back to action.
That rowboat that went by out front.
And here's Cleo Lemon. His 3rd career NFL start. Gives to Ronnie Brown. And not much, and you know the Patriots are going to be lying in wait for Ronnie Brown.
And it's because of Cleo Lemon making only his 3rd start. The Patriots are going to want him to bear the brunt and shoulder the load in trying to win this game. It's a Bill Belichick trademark. Take away their biggest playmaker, force someone else to be a star. I think it's going to be tough sledding for Ronnie Brown today.
Ronnie Brown with 4 straight 100-yard games to his credit. Got 1 on that play on 2nd and 9. This is Brown again, and Brown out across the 35 and very close to a first down.
And that run right there, that was not just Ronnie Brown breaking tackles. That actually was good blocking and a good seal on the backside that enables Ronnie Brown to make that cutback. And if there has been one part of this Dolphins football team that I think is performing above expectation, it would be that group right there, the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. They got mixed and matched this year, but they have been playing pretty respectable football.
This is Brown again. Brown across the 40 to the 42. Rodney Harrison coming up to make the stop.
Here's a good look from last year to this year. Look at all the different starting lineups they had. They ran the ball for less than 100 yards a game, but they're on the right, the improvement this year. Carey and Shelton switch tackle all over the place. We got a rookie playing center and Samson Satele, and this group has been playing pretty decently.
Rex Hadnot was the starting center last year. He's now playing right guard. The pitch for Brown, and Brown can lose yardage on this one, back to about the 37 or 38 yard line. Roosevelt Colvin was the first in on the stop.
Trying to get to the corner. Here comes Rodney Harrison, 37, and Rodney Harrison kept containment. He set the corner, made sure that Ronnie Brown was forced back into traffic. That was just a perfect display of how a safety comes up and establishes a position on the field and said, you cannot go outside of this position. You must go back to the inside of my buddies.
Cleo Lemon now looking at a 3rd and 8. And from the shotgun. Lost the football. It's on the ground. Who came up with it? The New England Patriots. Ty Warren, number 94, comes away with the ball.
We sat down with Cleo Lemon. I specifically said to him, what's the biggest thing about the coaches talk to you about? Ball security. Keeping both hands on the football in the pocket. He only had one hand on the ball, gets bumped by his own guy. Tight end David Martin bumps into him. I'm sorry, you have got to keep more pressure on the football in your hands than to have it come out just by being bumped by the rear end of your tight end. This is making it too easy for New England.
So now Brady and the Patriots at the Miami 28. This is Falk from maybe a yard as we come up on 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cam Cameron well aware of how talented these New England Patriots are. The last thing you need to do is give them some extra chances.
No, you can't give them a short field.
And Cleo Lemon takes a seat next to Trent Green, who was placed on IR yesterday by the Dolphins.
And he's going to do whatever he can do to try to be
Miami.
A valuable, he's almost a member of the coaching staff now.
Timeout Miami. 6:36 to play in the first.
Well, Tom Brady will keep updating that. You see now his touchdowns are having babies. Went from 21 to 22. Passer rating, he's 4 for 4. 1 touchdown and no interceptions in this, barely getting this game underway.
Now 2nd and 8 from the 26. Brady throws, crossing pattern, that's complete to Wes Welker, and Welker just inside the 20-yard line in our first NFL Today report from New York. Thanks, JB. You know, everybody talks about Peyton, but Mr. Eli Manning's been looking pretty good of late, hasn't he?
Big Blues on a roll.
This is Heath Evans. Heath Evans off the left side to the 10. And it'll be 2nd down and about 3 from there.
Well, Heath Evans, a big back at 250 pounds, and the only way to tackle a guy this size is with a shoulder. There's one attempt at an arm tackle, and finally Cameron Worrell comes in and puts a hat and a shoulder pad on him. And there's Tom Brady under center. Just mixing it up.
Here's Evans again to about the 8, maybe the 7-yard line.
Every coach likes to find little things that he can beat his team up about. For Bill Belichick, it's been his team's offensive effort in the red zone. A couple weeks ago at a practice, he made him run a dozen extra goal line plays, letting them know that he was very dissatisfied with their production in the red zone. Good coaches can always find ways to improve, and because there always is a place that you can get better.
And it's now a 1st and goal for the New England Patriots, who have a total of 101 yards of offense already today to Miami's 2.
Well, it's a season-long trend that the Dolphins possess the football 9 minutes more a game than their opponents. They've run almost 100 more plays than their opponents. And this game is too early to chart, but certainly the way it has started, they're playing to form.
Brady on 1st and goal. Time to throw. Throws out here to the near side, and Kyle Brady, the tight end, is bumped out of bounds short of the goal line. Ben Watson, we told you earlier, not playing today. So the tight end duties fall to Kyle Brady and Marcellus Rivers.
And that is nothing against Kyle Brady, who's been a good player in this league for 13 years, but he is not the threat downfield that Ben Watson is. Ben Watson he's like Kellen Winslow. He's got more wide receiver tendencies than he does true tight end abilities. And down the seam and in the middle of the field, Brady loves him. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year.
A couple of linebackers in on offense. Mike Vrabel and Junior Seau. The fake to Evans, the pass to the end zone, and that is caught by Kyle Brady for the touchdown.
There you go. Tom Brady, it doesn't matter who, where, or whenever. If you're open, I'm going to find you and get you the football. Kyle Brady gets his second touchdown of the season. You see, he gets way too clean of a release. He comes off that line without ever getting touched. You can see that Channing Crowder has the coverage, but by the time Crowder realizes that he's in the pattern, he's abreast of him, and then he's playing catch-up and can't do it.
The kick is good. Tom Brady, touchdown pass number 23 on the year. He is 7 out of 7 for 70 yards throwing, and the New England Patriots a 2-touchdown lead. Well, the MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 providing today's aerial coverage, and look at that shot. Look for the MetLife blimps teaming up with CBS for more coverage this fall. Life is good if you're Tom Brady. 2 TD passes, 14-0 Patriots, and from the 6-yard line, this is Ted Ginn Jr. tripped up as he crosses the 20 out to about the 23 by Rashad Baker. 4:24 to play in the first quarter. Time for Chet Lemon to get something going offensively. Well, the New England Patriots have been so good in the first quarter, they make the other guys want to just quit.
Look at that, 72-7. And how about Randy Moss sitting next to Brady?
Lemon rolling, throws the screen. This is Ronnie Brown. And Brown still on his feet across the 30 to about the 32 or the 33-yard line. Adalys Thomas makes the stop, but that's enough for a first down. Before we went to a timeout, I called Cleo Lemon Chet Lemon. That's my old Chicago White Sox roots showing.
Hey, that's where you grew up. That was your team. Yeah, you think Randy Moss is lobbying Brady a little bit? Wait a minute. Gaffney's got the catch. Stallworth got a touchdown. Welker's got a couple.
Kyle
Brady's got 3. What's going on here? Kind of depressing, though, for the Miami secondary, don't you think? That Tom Brady, they're up 14-0, and he hasn't even thrown to Randy Moss yet. Asante Samuel heading off to the New England bench. Their best corner.
You know, we were talking with Rodney Harrison last night, Dan. I tried to get him to say that this game didn't mean as much as, say, last week's game against Dallas, and he'd have no part of it. No. He said we prepared just as much and just as hard and just as intensely for Miami as we did for the Dallas Cowboys. Lemon throwing far side of the field, and that caught short of the 45-yard line by Ted Ginn Jr. for another first down. Back to New York and James Brown.
And that is a quad in terms of stats. That's a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a return for a touchdown. That's pretty good for one play.
Quick pass and a quick hit. Short of the 45-yard line. David Martin on the catch. Rodney Harrison with the hit. JB with the update. One record to lead the NFC East, but those Redskins are a talented bunch.
And they get to make the trip to the Razor next week. They go to New England to play the Pats.
On 2nd and 9, Brown to about the 47. Thomas and Bruschi converge for the stop.
Again, a good look at Adalys Thomas in there. What a free agent signing by the Patriots. On a team that was known and defined by the quality of their linebacking group, they add, I think, one of the 10 best defensive players in football in Adalys Thomas. His versatility, his ability to play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end. And this guy's played safety before at 270. Give me a break.
So now we get a timeout on the field with 1:48 to play here in the first quarter. And Miami still trying to crack the end zone. Jason Taylor. A lot of talk down here in South Florida about maybe the Miami Dolphins should trade him, get something for him, and at the same time give Jason a chance to win a ring somewhere.
Well, we saw a nice completion from Lemon to Ginn. Let's see if they can get it done again.
On third down, the pass out here to Ronnie Brown. Brown with a move, and about a yard or two shy of a first down. Mike Vrabel making the stop. And I see Cam Cameron waving his offense back onto the field for fourth down.
Well, what does he have to lose?
You're right.
There aren't many luxuries in being 0-6, but this is one of them. Nobody's going to second guess you for doing something like that.
The fans like it.
Yeah.
4th and 1. We're going to go to Ronnie Brown. Brown first down and more up the middle. 30 inside the 32, about the 28-yard line, and a first down.
And way to show some enthusiasm, Ronnie Brown. And what a job up front by his O-line, springing him through there. You see, it's high risk, high reward when you run the football on short yardage because so many of the opposing team's defenders are right up on the line of scrimmage. Well done.
19-yard pickup. First down, Miami at the New England 28. We're in the last 35 seconds now of the first quarter. Two tight ends on the field for Cleo Lemon. Play fake. He has time. Throws far side. That's complete and out of bounds at about the 10-yard line to Marty Booker.
And how about that throw on a deep out pattern by Cleo Lemon? That was a strike. Look at the beautiful throw by Lemon in exactly the one place the Patriots couldn't defend it.
So with the ball just inside the 10-yard line, it's 1st and goal for Miami. This is Brown. Follows Mawia inside the 5 to the 4. Jarvis Green with the stop, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The Patriots 14-0. Back to Miami after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Well, Dan, there's something you don't see every day, right?
No, how about a quarter without an incomplete pass? Both quarterbacks perfect, except for Cleo Lemon that had the fumble, which led directly to a New England touchdown. But both of those guys, you don't see that every day. Not a ball touching the ground.
Brown and Mawia in the backfield. 9th play of this 75-yard drive coming up. And he keeps it up the middle. Touchdown. Cleo Lemon's 3rd rushing touchdown has the Dolphins on the board.
Boy, that was a slick play. Mawia goes out, vacates the backfield, a guard pulls. You got traffic headed in every direction except up the middle where Cleo goes, almost uncontested.
The extra point now by Jay Feely is good. And just underway in the second quarter, Miami right back in at 14-7 New England. You got a lemon, you got to make lemonade.
Hey, he saw her open. He saw her Nike game point.
Feely kicking it to the far side of the field, and that's pulled in by Willie Andrews. And Andrews up the middle and off to the races and to the end zone for a touchdown. 74 yards. A determined effort to kick away from Ellis Hobbs, and Willie Andrews takes it back.
Jay Feely's wondering, what do I have to do? I placed it right where I wanted it. Just really poor coverage by the Miami Dolphins. And wow, You got the feel-good moment of Cleo Lemons leading the offense down there for a drive. You cut it to a touchdown difference, and then, wow, in the span of about 15 seconds, up in smoke.
The really bad news is the only other guy down there with him into the end zone was the other return man, Ellis Hobbs. Gostowski's kick is good, and just like that, New England regains its 2-touchdown lead. Tom Brady doesn't have to do any work. There's another TD on the board for the Pats. It's 21-7. .45 to play in the first half, just as the Dolphins didn't even have time to begin to feel good about themselves before the Patriots responded. Willie Andrews with a 74-yard kickoff return. And now it's the Dolphins again. Ted Ginn Jr. going to take this one and not running out of the end zone. And so Miami and Cleo Lemon will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Well, the Miami offense, they still have to feel good about what they did. In the face of some real adversity, falling behind 14-0, Cleo got this team, and they moved the ball. And they moved it effectively, both on the ground and in the air. They had good balance. And that's something, even though now they're down by 14 points, they cannot go away from that.
So Cam Cameron will try to work some more offensive magic on 1st down. The give is to Ronnie Brown. Brown to the outside. 25, bulling his way to the 30 and a 1st down.
Oh, and a late flag comes flying in. Pete Morelli, the referee, threw a flag almost when the play was over.
Holding. Number 45, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That's the fullback, Reagan Mawia.
I don't know if Pete had trouble finding the flag. He saw the infraction, but it sure took him a while to get it out. That's the very conclusion of the play when Brown ends up being run out of bounds. And now this really, 1st and 20. Not very often does a 1st and 20 end up being converted.
Brown again. And Patriots are waiting for him. Mike Vrabel, Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, they came right back to the point of attack trying to get to their offensive left, but that time Mike Vrabel he held contain and held the spot. How about the versatility of this guy, Greg?
Touchdown maker. Mike Vrabel has 9 career receptions, and every one of them has gone for a touchdown.
That's a pretty high success rate.
It's efficiency.
I would say so.
Brown again. And not much there as we check in once again with James Brown at the Guilford.
And some guys just have better football names than others. Arnez Battle. Now there's a guy that was made to play football.
On 3rd and 16, Lemon flips it out to the tight end, David Martin. Martin is cut down across the 20 at about the 23-yard line by Rodney Harrison, and that'll bring the punting unit on for the Dolphins.
And again, the real problem with Cleo Lemon in the offense, trying to overcome that holding penalty on 1st down that puts you into a 20-yard conversion distance. That really makes it hard. And there are a lot of people in southern Florida unhappy when that guy moved on. They hated to see Wes Welker go, especially to the dreaded Patriots.
This is Welker from the 27. And nowhere to go. Buried at about the 30-yard line. We have 12:07 to play in the first half. Brady and company back on offense.
During the kick, holding of the 53.
Well, we haven't gone anywhere. We had to wait for Pete Morelli's holding call against the New England Patriots. Larry Izzo, the guilty party, and now we'll take a timeout. Welcome back to Dolphin Stadium, everyone. New England with a 21-7 lead on Miami. And and it's Patriots ball.
And Randy Moss yet to be a part of this game. That's the bad news for the Miami defense, already down 21-7. They haven't even involved their big gun yet.
Brady gives to Maroney. And Maroney still on his feet. Across the 25 out to about the 28 or 29 yard line. Close to a first down.
Well, you know what this guy was coming into the game, but Tom Brady starts off just all over the field. He involves all of his receivers. 5 different people have caught a Brady pass so far. The great run by Stallworth to break tackles, get into the end zone. Then Brady on a short little pass inside the red zone. And again, Tom Brady, the master of distribution. Everybody gets to play when he's calling the plays and running the offense.
And number 15, Kelly Washington, is in the lineup now with a chance to get one. Brady throwing over the middle. Wide open is Welker. Welker into Miami territory and out of bounds at about the 35-yard line or so.
Wes Welker, born to work in the slot, this time working the middle of the field, breaks in behind the Miami zone. Zach Thomas, no way that he can get deep enough to cut off that pattern, and the safety's way too deep to contend on that crossing pattern. Right at the perfect place in the zone, the perfect soft spot, behind Thomas and in front of Ronaldo Hill.
36-yard pickup. One of the best games Wes Welker played last year was for these Dolphins against the Patriots, and Bill Belichick said, what the heck with this? He went out and got him.
Yeah, he had another guy, Sammy Morris. He went out and got him as well.
Play clock winding down. Tom Brady burns a timeout here and stops the clock with 10:52 to play in the first half. Wes Welker, welcome back to Miami. Oh, 10:52 to play in the first half. You can't get any better than Tom Brady has been so far today.
You know why he has a 158.3? Because you can't have a 158.4. That's perfect. That is ringing the bell. That's as good as it gets.
Maroney in the backfield, first down from the 35. Play fake. Brady going deep for Moss at the goal line. Oh, did he catch that touchdown?
Stop it. Stop it. That's why Randy Moss terrifies every defensive back in football. If it's a jump ball, it's almost impossible to defend it. Boy, you have a lot of confidence. You see the coverage, but you just throw it up and look at Randy Moss go up, fight for the football. That is strictly a case, I want it more than you do.
Cameron Worrell and Will Allen were both there, but it was Moss who came down with the 35-yard touchdown pass. Oh, yeah, that's Brady's third of the day and 24th of the season. The extra point is good.
It's the long arms, the leaping ability, but that was a lot of heart involved. Randy Moss on a jump ball going up for his QB.
Randy Moss making his mark in Patriots history. 9th touchdown catch of the year. And this kick to Ted Ginn Jr. will not be returned from the end zone. Miami will go to work from their own 20-yard line. Let's take another look as Randy Moss gathers in his 9th TD catch of the season.
Well, again, Tom Brady makes the decision. He reads the coverage, and he sees that they've got Randy Moss doubled, but he throws it anyway. And you know, Cameron and Dom Capers, they're going, well, what can I do? We've got 2 guys assigned to Randy Moss. They're both there. It's just Randy Moss goes up. He makes the play while the other 2 guys are spectators. And Cameron Worrell, he is an outstanding special teams player. And the Dolphins, he's not the everyday answer as a starting safety. Coverage is not his strong suit.
On first down, Lemon almost slips, throws and completes to David Martin, the tight end. That's out to a 30-yard line and close to a first down. Meanwhile, this is Tom Brady's 7th consecutive game with at least 3 touchdown passes.
We still, at this juncture of the game, have not had an incompletion thrown by either quarterback. Brady is 9 for 9. Lemon is 7 for 7. Look at this.
It's kind of scary.
Well, it's really unusual.
is going to go down as incidental contact between Marty Booker and Asante Samuel, and you had to go and say it. There's our first incompletion of the day.
Well, it had to happen sooner or later. Asante Samuel, such a complete corner. Guy had 10 interceptions last year. That was tied for the lead in the NFL. He was their franchise player. Didn't get a lot of training camp, but he came in a couple weeks before the start of the regular season to be ready, and ready he is. He's playing well. Got 3 picks already.
On 2nd and 10, the play fake to Ronnie Brown. Lemon going to go deep down the middle of the field. Incomplete, intended for Ted Ginn Jr.
But that, Greg, is something that's been missing from this Miami passing game, and that is a vertical threat. And that's something that Ted Ginn brings. Cleo Lemon just outthrew him. He's got Ellis Hobbs beat, but Cleo Lemon put that ball just about 1 yard too far. But that is something that Dolphins fans have not been seeing a lot of, a deep threat. They've got it now in Ted Ginn.
Now on 3rd and 10, Lemon looking for a first down to keep the drive alive. Gets good protection, throws over the middle, a little bit behind his intended receiver, David Martin, and that'll bring on the punting team.
You called it exactly right, Greg. He's got David Martin. He's got his guy wide open. That's Marty Booker. That's Marty Booker, number 86. Marty's sitting right in the middle of the Patriots zone, and that ball well behind him. That should have been a relatively easy completion.
So now Brandon Fields, the rookie punter out of Michigan State. This is Welker, and Welker takes it and is dropped at the 25-yard line by Greg Camarillo. Pretty good special teamer for the Dolphins, and remind you.
Because I'm a Jimmy Smits fan, I'm a little jaded, I admit it.
Brady and the Patriots start at their own 27-yard line. Falk in the backfield. Give us to Falk. And Falk hit hard by Zach Thomas. This is what New England has done on its first 3 possessions, and mixed in with that is a return for a touchdown of a kickoff by Willie Andrews.
Well, look at that. 2 of those drives were 80 and 82 yards. The 28-yarder comes after a Cleo Lemon fumble, but it's those 2 long drives. Oh, the coaches love those. When you go 80 plus, big deal.
Brady starts Moss in motion and throws out here in the flat, complete to Heath Evans, and Evans room to run. Midfield out of inside the 45 to about the 42.5-yard line.
Again, Tom just works the entire field, but he spots right off the bat the blown coverage. You see Tom Brady looking down the middle of the field, but then he quickly saw, wait a minute, there are too many guys over here in the middle. Flash to the flat, and there's Evans out there all by himself. That's just a mental error on the part of somebody there on the Dolphins defense.
Tom Brady now 10 out of 10 for 170 yards. That one was good for 29. Now from the 42 of the Dolphins, this is Falk. To about the 40, and once again we check back in with James Brown in New York.
Everybody talks about how much he's changed. What has really changed is how well the Giants have played after the opening couple of weeks.
And we get a timeout called now by the Miami Dolphins. Their second.
Team timeout will be at
They have 1 remaining. We have 7:38 to play in the first half, and we'll be back to Miami after this. Heath Evans, number 44,
former Dolphin. There's a lot of pain down here in Miami watching how many of their guys, former players, are playing for New England.
Welker used to be here.
Sammy Morris, who's injured and missing today's game, major contributor, their leading rusher coming into today, another former Dolphin.
Brady with a 2nd and 8, and Kevin Falk alongside him in the backfield. Brady running out of time, on the move, and gets sacked. Back at his own 48-yard line by Joey Porter.
And that was the first time we saw Tom Brady in the pocket with some indecision because he couldn't find anybody open. He wants to go right there. He wants to go the second time, can't find anybody, and finally Joey Porter got there. That is all the credit in the world to Miami and their defensive backfield. Tom Brady couldn't find option A, B, C, or D.
First sack of the season by Joey Porter. And Brady with a 3rd and 18. They handle the rush this time. Brady going for Randy Moss in the end zone. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Not only were there 2 guys there, but one of the guys is hurt. I think Ronaldo Hill went up and came down on his leg, and he is really hurt. And again, Tom Brady and Randy Moss are just playing jump ball. That's not every day where a quarterback identifies double coverage and then thinks to himself, I'll just go there.
4th of the day for Brady. 2nd TD catch of the day for Randy Moss.
And Ronaldo Hill, what a loss this would be for Miami. He is their best safety by a wide margin now that Jeremiah Bell is already on injured reserve. This is just a case of things going from bad to worse for the Dolphins. Randy Moss in a bunch pattern over on the left. Tom Brady saw the double coverage the whole way, and Cameron Worrell just overruns the football, and Ronaldo Hill looked like he just totally outmatched.
And when he came down, looks like he might have hyperextended, or, they saw that knee bent inward.
What a great shot right there of that spiraling football.
I gave him 19 innings.
Oh.
Yeah, Randy Moss. I think everybody in this stadium, when that ball is halfway to the end zone, realized what was going to happen.
Most quarterbacks try to avoid the double coverage.
Yes, most do. This is just, folks, I hope while you're eating your popcorn or a sandwich or whatever you're doing watching this game, I hope you have an appreciation for what you're watching here. These are mind-numbing numbers being put up by Tom Brady at the start of this season. And that is really bad news for Ronaldo Hill and the Dolphins if he's seriously hurt.
They are sparse at safety anyway.
Well, this would put both of their starting safeties out. Bell's already on IR, and how much worse can it get for Cam Cameron?
Ronaldo Hill in his 7th season out of Michigan State. Gingerly on that right leg. Gostkowski adds the extra point, and with 6:47 to play in the first half, New England with a 35-7 lead.
It seems silly to do this so early, but these numbers deserve it. If you project him out, he'd end up with 56. There's the record on the right. Manning's 49 and 04. Look at the career best passer rating of all time was Peyton in 04, the 121.1. That would be if Tom projected out at this pace, which you've got to think to yourself, is that possible? Kenny Anderson, all the way back in 1982, had over a 70% completion percentage, and Tom Brady, well, he's working on 72.5 if he keeps going at this pace. Today he's only, 11 for 11? Again, you're going, well, how can you project out records not even at halftime of the 7th game of the year? But those numbers right there mandated. Tom had 24 last season. He's already got 25.
And 9 in the last 6 quarters.
And only 2 picks. Greg, If you told me this back in August that somebody was going to do this, I'd say, I don't believe it. It's not possible. Really, it's scratch your head time.
Back to receive for the Dolphins, number 19, Ted Jr.
So at 35-7, there is Jesse Chapman deep. So this is Ted Ginn Jr. going to run it out of the end zone. To the 15. Little indecision right there, and comes to a stop at about the 18-yard line. So, as we said, Tom Brady threatening all kinds of records, including Peyton Manning's number of touchdown passes in the season. This is what the Class A Peyton Manning had to say when asked about that.
He's having a great year. The team's having a great year. If and when he, approaches that record, and certainly it seems like he's on pace to do so. My hope would be to handle it with as much class as Dan Marino did a few years ago when our team was kind of nearing that passing record.
Nicely said.
I have two observations. One, the way he credits Dan Marino, and secondly, did you hear him say, when our team approached that record? Not me, but our team.
Lemon, incomplete, intended for Ronnie Brown, 2nd and 10.
That is as classy of a soundbite as you'll ever hear from anybody. What we just heard from Peyton Manning.
Meanwhile, after having completed his first 7 consecutive passes, Cleo Lemon has now missed 4 in a row.
I'm almost wondering if maybe later in the game we can see Miami triple cover Randy Moss and see if Brady will still launch it.
Quick pass, and that's a little underthrown to Marty Booker.
Yeah, it was low and behind Marty Booker again. And with the injury to Trent Green, obviously there's so little experience. Cleo Lemon making his 3rd start. There's the backup quarterback now, John Beck, the 2nd-round draft pick this year out of BYU, who has no experience at all. It's not many teams you find out that in the quarterbacks on their roster, they have a grand total of 3 NFL starts.
Lemon on the move. Throw. Incomplete on the far sideline, where Bill Belichick told us Cleo Lemon is at his most dangerous when he's on the move out of the pocket. But he overthrew that one, and the punting unit comes on.
And you really got to wonder what's going through the minds of the Dolphins and their defensive football team, wondering, we've got to go back out here? They've got to be looking up at the clock and going, are you kidding me? There's still 6 minutes and 26 seconds left in this half.
This is Welker from the 31. It squeezes his way up to about the 39, close to the 40-yard line. And as always, we want to thank the MetLife Blimp for providing aerial coverage of everything that's happening down below. Look for Snoopy 1, Snoopy 2, and Snoopy 3 when they pass through a town near you or over a town near you.
They said there was a 40% chance of showers this afternoon. Luckily, we're playing today and not yesterday afternoon. It was
a little damp.
Some wild weather around here yesterday.
So Brady goes back to work. First down to give us to Lawrence Maroney. Now, as these numbers continue to pile up, all the Patriots are thinking about was practice this coming week is only going to get harder from Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick he'll get grumpier the more they keep winning. He'll keep the pressure on, and he's not the first coach to employ that tactic. I think it's from coaching 101. Can't ever let the guys relax.
So now it's 2nd and 8. The ball just across the 40-yard line. Brady on the move, throws it away just before he got sacked.
Well, Tom Brady last week in their game against Dallas threw 5 touchdown passes. I mean, he's just, again, all around the field. The first one to Randy Moss. Then Wes Welker gets into the party as he lit up the Dallas secondary. Welker again picks up his second. And then, hey, let's let everybody play. There's Kyle Brady again. And then he's going to finish it off, this time going to Dante Stallworth, who again breaks the tackle like he did earlier. So, you know, try to compute this. In less than 6 quarters of football, Tom Brady has 9 touchdown passes.
Brady now with 3rd and 8. Down the sideline for Stallworth. Just off the fingertips, incomplete. Andre Goodman was there.
Well, we documented last week. Here's how he started today. Again, the good run after the catch by Dante Stallworth. Then they're down in the red zone after the fumble by Cleo Lemon. He finds Brady to Brady. And then Randy Moss with a couple of jump balls. Back-to-back into double coverage. Tom just floats it out there. Look at the protection. And both times, Randy Moss just outfights the competition for the football.
Forced to kick it away now, and Hansen just barely gets it away. Ted Ginn Jr. lets it bounce, and it bounces down to the goal line, and it's saved down there and stopped at the 1-yard line.
Willie Andrews, who's got a kickoff return for a touchdown. Primarily a special teams player and a backup defensive back. You know, good teams make good plays. This is no accident that the Patriots are making these kind of plays.
So this is what Miami has done today. Cleo Lemon lost a fumble on the first one, scored a touchdown on the second one, and then have kicked twice.
And it looked like there was some life because that second drive, you see, where they went 79 yards and scored a touchdown, that cut it to 14-7. And it was a 7-point ball game for the number of seconds that it took Willie Andrews to run the kickoff back. Miami has not been the same team, Greg, since that moment.
And now from their own end zone, quick pass out to the side to Marty Booker, and Booker with about a 3-yard gain to the 4. We asked Cleo Lemon what he has to do to be successful. He said, I just have to get the ball to the guys who can make plays. And many feel that they traded their best playmaker on the receiving end in Chris Chambers to San Diego.
Well, this is a team that there is no short fix. There's no overnight remedy for the Miami Dolphins. Stockpiling draft choices and planning for the future, I think, is a smart way to go, and they got good value for Chris Chambers.
This is Brown through a hole up the middle and out across the 10 to the 11-yard line and very close to a first down.
Well, they got a second-round draft choice in next year's draft from the Chargers for Chris Chambers, and I just think that's a deal that Randy Mueller and the staff here just felt they had to make.
I know coaches and management don't like to use the term rebuilding, Dan, but what do you feel about that proposal that's been knocked around here for many a week now about the possibility of Jason Taylor going elsewhere?
Well, I think when this season, you know, the trading deadline has already passed, so he's here for the balance of the season. But, certainly, if you can get good value for Jason Taylor at the end of this season, I think you got to take a good, hard, long look at it.
Brown hit as he hit the hole and comes up just short of the 15-yard line. Teddy Bruschi was there to meet him. There's Jason Taylor.
And it's almost sacrilege to talk about Jason Taylor playing for someone else after these 11 marvelous years that he's turned in here playing for Dolphins. He's such a popular player down here, but again, this is a team that is not 1 or 2 players away from being a playoff football team. They are much farther away from that, and if they can get high draft picks, if they could get it for somebody like Jason, you know what? You're doing everybody a favor. Gives Jason a chance to go ahead and maybe get to play with a winner.
Jason, the all-time sack leader. Penalty marker flies as Lemon completes the pass to number 82, Derek Hagan. You got a funny feeling this is thrown where holding penalties usually occur.
Holding. Number 66, offense. Half the distance to the goal remains. Second down.
Rex had not had his man in a grip.
It's just when you're in this big of a hole, every mistake is just magnified.
So that'll back the Dolphins up to their own 7-yard line.
The master
And it'll be
of
second and 14.
the master of all he surveys. Bill Belichick.
Brown. 10 and back close to the last line of scrimmage, and we have under 2.5 to play in the first half. Junior Seau with the stop.
Looks like Adalys Thomas is
Perturbed.
unhappy about something. Junior Seau, 38 years old.
And 3 picks this season already.
Yeah, he's got 3 picks in the last 2 games. I think 2 in that Cleveland game. Got 1 last week in Dallas.
2 minutes to play here in Miami in the first half. New England firmly in command. Welcome back to South Florida.
And they're not the only 2 keeping an eye on Tom Brady. He has quite a following.
But they're defending him just as well. 3rd and 8. We get a whistle. Miami uses its 3rd and final timeout. Guys will get you filled in on all the details at halftime. 2 minutes away. 3rd and 8 now for Lemon. In motion on the blitz. He got rid of it. And out of the backfield is Ronnie Brown, and that's not going to get him a first down.
It's just what Cleo Lemon told us the other day, that the Patriots defense will force you to go one direction, but it's like they're forcing you right into where they have people. And they came with the blitz, forcing Lemon to the quick dump off. And what are they? They don't have 1 guy there. They got 2 guys there. And a lot of jawing going on here. Roosevelt Colvin this time in on it.
Well, you know, our assumption was that these Dolphins were just obsessed with getting their first win. Zach Thomas says, you know what? Thinking about your situation messes with your head.
Well, he talked to us long and hard about trying so hard to keep the negativity from creeping in. He said, you know it's there, but boy, you're just trying to keep it compressed in the back of your mind and not let it creep out. Pretty hard, though, in a situation like this. This is pretty dire for the Dolphins.
Wes Welker stands at his own 39-yard line. And Welker at his 38. Bounces. And now bounced out of bounds on the far side. There is Zach Thomas. And Thomas and the defense trying to figure out a way to corral the New England Patriots, who just own the AFC East. And the rest of the division isn't doing so hot.
No, there's a gross understatement. They're not doing so hot. I mean, at this pace, New England could clinch this division in record time. Well, an illegal man downfield for the Dolphins, and because Welker didn't get much of a punt return, they're going to make him do it again.
Dan, in baseball, they're always talking about magic numbers, and it's strange to think that if New England wins today and Buffalo loses, New England's magic number for clinching the division is 5.
Yeah, you don't ever hear magic numbers involved with football, but it's...
At least not in October, you don't.
No. 8 consecutive games with at least 34. That goes back to the greatest show on turf, the 2000 Rams, back with Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk and Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. That cast of offensive characters, they lit it up.
Well, on the re-kick, Wes Welker is going to get a break, and Kevin Faulk is deep for New England. watches it sail out of bounds. And it'll be right around the 40-yard line, 39 to be exact. With 1:31 to play, and we have another penalty flag there.
During the kick, holding, number 15, the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So this will back the Patriots up just a little bit more.
Talk about not wanting to play catch-up football and just putting your foot on the throat of the opponent and not giving them a chance. I think the Patriots have only been behind twice this season. I know they were behind when they played Buffalo in the third game of the season, and they trailed Dallas for a period of time in last week's game. I think those are the only two times they've even trailed in a game this year.
Brady will work from the shotgun on first down. That's complete to Dante Stallworth and out of bounds. And what has to be particularly gratifying to the Patriots and to Bill Belichick is they've been mishandled fairly often in recent history by the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, no question. You know, Greg, we're in a situation here where you wouldn't blame Bill Belichick and Tom Brady if they just took a knee and ran out the clock to end the first half with a 35-7 lead. But no, that's not happening.
Shotgun again, this time this side, and that's complete to Welker up to midfield and another first down.
I haven't seen a quarterback all year stand in the pocket and get as comfortable as Tom Brady is allowed to do on a repeated basis. We were talking about it with Trent Green the other day. He's going, how about the way he just stands there?
Oh, what a throw. And that's out of bounds. Wes Welker, first down at the 33 of the Dolphins.
Yeah, Trent Green was mimicking the way Brady gets back there. He said he locks his knees, he droops his shoulders, he just looks around. And
no need for him to dance because he's got perfect protection.
And again, it's just, we credited this offensive line, but it's the whole scheme. It's the way you have to play. Tom Brady has demonstrated that to blitz him, much like Peyton Manning, he makes you pay. He'll burn you for a bigger play. It's almost like kill me quick or kill me slowly. The result always seems to be the same.
258 yards throwing for Brady. It's the best first half he's had in his career. And he adds to it. Randy Moss, 14-yard line, first down.
See, there came the blitz. Zach Thomas blitzed right up the middle, but he's picked up. He's picked up, and Tom Brady is able to go ahead and find Moss in single coverage.
And wants to spike this ball.
No, he
faked it, and there's Moss out of bounds. But he made a one-handed catch just for kicks.
Oh, that's...
You remember Dan Marino
yes,
doing that in these parts.
Well, credit the Dolphins secondary. They stayed with it. They didn't quit coverage after the fake spike. And I believe I used the term putting the foot on the throat. Apparently, that's an enjoyable feeling for these Patriots because they're playing this game like it was 10 seconds into the first quarter, much less the very end of the first half.
2nd and 10. Brady. Oh, Welker to the end zone. Touchdown. Number 5 for Brady today.
10 touchdowns in 6 quarters. And this is now moving into the embarrassing stage for the Miami Dolphins. That was just too easy for the Pats. Bing, bang, bong, right down the field. We're good, you're bad.
They went 71 yards in 66 seconds. Gostowski's kick is good, and with 25 seconds to play, New England leads the Dolphins 42-7.
Again, it's a 4-man rush by the Dolphins. Tom Brady floats a little bit to the right to buy some extra time. We touched on it early that it was going to be a real problem for this secondary of the Dolphins to cover this talented group of receivers. You see how Randy Moss runs a pattern into the end zone, takes the defense with him, and then coming in behind is Wes Welker. Wes Welker and Dante Stallworth, I don't know what they're planning on buying Randy Moss for Christmas, but the Randy Moss factor benefits everybody who's playing on this New England offense.
Boy, you look at Tom Brady's numbers on the season. Dan, I got a question for you. What does Cam Cameron say to the Dolphins at halftime?
That you're going to go out there, are you going to be embarrassed on national television? Or are you going to go out there? Or are you going to stand up? Or are you going to be a man and fight to the finish? I know one thing, when I was a player, if we were getting it put to us like this, and it happened to me before, you just said, I looked at Conrad Dobler, I looked at my teammates, I said, well, we're not going down without swinging.
I remember you said yesterday you endured an 0-8 start once.
Yes, I did. So I told Cam Cameron and Zach Thomas, I said, I know some people come up to you and say, I know how you feel, but they really don't know how you feel.
But you really do.
I do know how they feel. Yeah. I did. 1978, I played on a team that started 0-8.
Randy Moss, 104 yards receiving. Wes Welker, 100 yards receiving. All in the first half. This is Ted Ginn Jr. out of the end zone to the 10, to the 20, and hit from behind and goes down at the 23-yard line. Kyle Eckel made the stop.
Well, when we started our telecast earlier, Greg, you went through a list of some of the great dynasties the NFL has seen, the old Patriots, and the old Packers and the Steelers and the Cowboys and the Niners. And I said it's too early for a coronation, but wow, this is something extraordinary that we're witnessing.
And we're not saying that it's easy, but they sure make it look easy. And there are a couple of veterans sitting back just shaking their heads and wondering. Lemon on first down, going to give it to Ronnie Brown, and Brown tries the right side, diving forward just shy of the 30-yard line, and that'll be the last play of this first half, which has been an extraordinary outing for the New England Patriots and that young man, Tom Brady. 5 touchdown passes, 10 in his last 6 quarters, and the New England Patriots lead it 42-7 at the break. That's the end of the first half. We're back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.